parents who are so emotionally and coercively abusive to their children. I think their children can call them whatever the hell they want to call them. Now, I don't think those children should live there, because resentment will kill you. And I think they should get to tell their stories. I think they should get to tell their stories. Whenever there is a big trauma in your life, I think you should get to talk about the truth of that experience as you experienced it. And then work back from there. That's what I think. Now, important to say that it is always nuanced. And when you dig into it in the way that we're digging into it, I think it's great. And why does everyone get to do all the positive stuff and put it all online, but nobody gets to talk about the actual reality in the moment? Why can't we start there? Why do we have to start at the nice perspective? I know what I post and stuff makes people feel uncomfortable.
It also makes people feel really good.
There's a lot of people, that say it's so nice to finally have somebody that is just speaking my truth. And I think that's important. Yeah.
This is the piece which I love. We've kind of gotten to this. So I agree with what you're saying, and I've got so back and forth on this conversation probably the last 2 years of like, I unfollowed you for a while because it was just too much, and I was just like, I can't understand the message, and I was just like, I needed to pull back. Then followed you again, and it's been like actually been a bit of a battle to like, I'm not in your world, I don't see these people, I don't have these interactions, I'm in my own like circles, and it's not like, I know this helps people, it does, because you're sat here right now with this book and like with a following and a community that are benefiting so greatly from your work and your perspective and your unapologetic sense of life, and it's helping people. I know that. Yeah, that is, I just want to let that land as well, because that's the truth.
Yeah.
And there's a whole category of people that are resonating and need that direct message to say, yes, your parent's toxic and it's not your fault, and be delivered in that way. It's not going to land with everyone, but for a certain amount of people, it's going to, that's the message they need.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to understand that, like, it's one thing for it not to land. It's another thing if it's really upsetting, because then it's hitting something in us, right? If I find content, and there's people online that really irk me and wind me up, yeah? And most of the time I'll tell me it's for altruistic reasons, right? Because I'm like, what they're doing is fucking harming everyone else, right?
Yeah, do you take your own medicine when it comes to that?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Sometimes I just...
Yeah, you can just disagree. But from an emotional place.
Sometimes I just disagree, yeah. No, and then sometimes I do break down. Why am I getting like that? Because I get stuck on certain people sometimes.
Walking around St. Paul's just like getting really mad.
Yeah. But I mean, look, it happens. But yeah, it's a tricky one. But look, by the way, I know a lot of people unfollow me regularly. And
then it's gone in waves, hasn't it? I think. Like a surge of there's more attention put here, and it's like, who knows what the
I feel very much an outsider in the space.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel
like a participant. It's more like
I don't feel welcome in the spaces yet.
Oh really?
I don't feel welcome in like don't feel welcome in the men's space. I don't feel very welcome in the sort of spirituality, healing space either. And I know a lot of that is, I know some of that's my stuff, by the way. I always feel like an outsider, yeah? And sometimes I will feel like an outsider and then make myself an outsider. So sometimes I will like...
Yeah, to prove yourself right.
Yeah, I'll go rogue or I'll rebel just to be a rebel. So I do a bit of that.
Do you want to feel like an insider?